Today, our goal is to see that simple machines can lift objects. And when we were just kind of taking a peek at those 6 simple machines, did we start to see that's what all of them could do? They help lift objects. We are going to construct and use a simple machine. We're going to use a lever today to describe the amount of force needed in order to lift objects. So you guys are going to change a variable. Our variable we're going to change around today is called the fulcrum. What's that funky word? Fulcrum. The fulcrum is the position. We'll talk about what it is when we start to get into it. But the fulcrum, we're going to be moving its position around today in our lever. And we are going to see how, as we move that around, how much force is required in order to make something change, in order to have change happen. So we are going to see the fulcrum. It's going to be a marker today. It's going to be a position in the middle. We're going to see where it needs to be in order to make the work the easiest, so be able to get objects to move. And we only have the ability to do one today, so I'll be doing it, and you guys will be gathered around watching it. Does that sound like a good plan? Yeah. Can we handle that? Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our materials. We need, let's read them together, clay, a thick marker or wooden dowel, a ruler, 2 plastic drinking cups, that's my bad, 2 large blocks, and several 1-gram cubes. And these are going to be our 1-gram cubes. A gram is a measurement amount, Alexa. And so each of these little tiny cubes is 1 gram. And we're going to be using these today as we go through. So we're going to go ahead and get our investigation set up, and we're going to do this, okay? So we are going to, as I get it set up, you guys are going to write down your prediction. Make a prediction. How will moving the ruler's position on a marker change the amount of force needed to lift it? So what we are going to do is we are going to have, this is not a ruler or a marker, but I'll do it. We are going to have 2 cups positioned at either end of our ruler, like this. Can you picture it? Yeah. And you're going to have a fulcrum in the middle that sits between them like this, and it's going to be able to tilt on it. Sound good? So our goal is going to be able to lift one of the cups up in the air, not launch it, just lift it using our supplies. So we're going to use our gram cubes today to see if we move that piece in the middle, that fulcrum, how is that going to change things? So how is moving the ruler's position on a marker change the amount of force needed to lift the blocks? Yes, Brock. Are you going to do it with the partner? I said we're going to have to do it all together today, so you're going to watch it, okay? But I want you to go ahead and write your prediction. As we move that marker around, how is it going to change what happens? So it's going to be kind of hard to imagine until we get going. But what do you think is going to happen? Write your prediction. We're going to read through the directions, and then we'll come up and we'll watch the experiment take place. So everybody point to number 1. Number 1, we are going to use clay to attach a marker to the center of the ruler. So what I did is I have clay set up. I just put on here so it wouldn't make my desk a mess. And we're going to lay it down, and we'll be able to put it right on that ruler. I don't want to attach it too much because it actually, years past, I've noticed it helps it. If you attach it too good, it won't move as easily. So we just kind of more make that sit still, the marker sit still. Step 2, what does it say? Use clay to attach a small cup to the top of each end of the ruler. Clay, small cup to the top of each end of the ruler, okay? The goal then is to kind of use the same amount of clay, same size cup for each of them. Pick it up, Griffin. Number 3, place 2 large blocks in 1 cup. No one read that with me. Number 3. 2 large blocks. So we're going to place 2 large blocks into 1 cup, so we'll get those blocks out. We are going to use blocks that we used earlier. We've got our 2 large blocks, and we're going to place them in 1 of those cups. Do we put 1 in each? No, we put 2 of them into 1. Whoop. Our next step, number 4 says, add gram cubes to the other cup. How many cubes does it take to lift the larger block? So we're going to we're going to pause there and get this done. So our goal is to have that in the middle. This will be located right in the middle today. And we're going to see how many little cubes it takes for me to put in here in order to lift this side up, okay? And then we're going to record our results. And we can record our results on the next page if you flip that over. We have a chart, and the very top portion of the chart says position of marker, or it's the position marker, and we're starting with it in the center, right? Then we're going to move it closer to the gram cubes, and then we're going to move it closer to the block, and we're going to repeat the experiment 3 times. Sound good? You guys ready to do this with me? Yeah. Perfect. You are going to be able to stand around here as we do this. You'll be able to stand around here as we do this today. You keep your hands to yourself. You keep your hands off the area we're working. Sound good? We will, after each time we do it, head back to our desk and write our results, and you will wait to be called back up again. Sound good? We'll go ahead and get this started.